So MetaZoo base set is officially out of print. What does this mean, right? And it's going to be very interesting, kind of what we're going to be seeing over the next year, maybe 2 years, regarding base set, because it's really going to depend on the demand for base set. Now, according to this here, Charlie said, "Hey, I am confirming the base set booster box is out of print, and there will be other scheduled SKUs like flex decks and some other things that I'm not quite ready to spoil that contain packs, especially for opening up international distribution channels and supporting new play access in physical stores. So you will see some continued application, or you will continue to see some applications, but there will be no more base set printed." So what does that mean? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. It's been a few days. Sorry about that, guys. Just got really tied up trying to get my operating system back up and running. Completely somehow like corrupted after a Windows update. I had to like back up all my stuff, reset everything, get all my drivers up and running. It's been a pain. And then I had all my work files on there. Like it was a mess. It took me a couple days to get it back up to where it was supposed to be. So here's the thing with base set. It's so weird where the prices for base set currently are. You see some auctions for booster boxes, like for one booster box, $65, $65 on auction. But then like a couple days before that, or a few days before, they're selling for $85, $90, $100. And so we're kind of like, there's such a huge variance in the booster box price for MetaZoo base set that I don't know what to expect. I don't know where the price is going, because if you guys compare this to, for example, MetaZoo OG Wilderness, right, or something along those lines, we saw Wilderness start off at like $100 a booster box, came down to like $60 to $50 about, I want to say like month and a half after release, and then they never really recovered from that price point. If anything, they got cheaper. I think you can still pick some up for like $25 a booster box. It's insane. And so rather than seeing, a price variance with, like, for example, Wilderness just stayed at the same, $50 range, 40, 50. It just continues to go down from there. With base set for MetaZoo, it's like 65, 80, 90, 60, 80, 85, 90, or 90, and then back down to 60 if it's an auction. And so with what I'm noticing with auctions is auctions tend to go for a lot cheaper than if somebody is to outright purchase a box. So if you guys are looking to pick up some boxes for cheap, look for auctions on eBay. They tend to sell for anywhere between $55 to $65 a booster box. I don't know if that includes shipping or not. That could be why the price, why that price variance is there. On 130point.com, I don't think it gives you like a shipping amount. But either way, it seems to be that auctions tend to go for $10 cheaper on average. But it's the other variants that I don't understand, where like same day booster box can sell at $82, and then the next it can sell for $100. International is a little bit different. International purchasers are buying boxes for like 120 USD. Like I don't even know what's going on like with the international market. Maybe because they're still expanding and there is some demand over there, people are willing to pay higher amounts currently for it. There's a lot of weird stuff with base set. I don't know how it's gonna go, to be completely honest with you guys. I think here's my opinion, and this is like my best guess as to what we're gonna see, and this is based on the fact that there's really not too many booster boxes out on the eBay marketplace when you count all the small sellers that have like one or two boxes. Like the biggest players in the game, like Football Pete, and I think there's another one like TCG something, like cumulatively they have like maybe less than 500 booster boxes. Like Football Pete has 98 boxes left which come with the promo from, I think it was Miami, and then he has like 126 left for just general booster boxes with no promo. And so once these big players are out of boxes, like what's next? It's going to start dwindling down to the smaller sellers, and you can't get any more from distribution. Like distribution's out. I cannot order anymore. They're completely sold out. There is no reprint coming confirmed. Any packs that they're going to be using for flex decks or for any future products for, I guess according to Charlie, for local store play or international distribution or whatever, that's coming from the already printed product. Now, I don't know I don't know if they're like, if they're taking, you know, booster packs from unsold product and putting them to this newer product that's coming out like Flex Decks. Which, by the way, quick update for you guys regarding Flex Decks. If you guys pre-ordered Flex Decks from me, I apologize for the delay. I talked to my distributor basically 2 days last week. The first day on Monday, they had like no clue what was going on, or I guess not, Friday before that. So last Friday I spoke to them. They had no idea what was going on. They just saw that it was like delayed for some reason. I then spoke to my actual rep, I want to say Wednesday, and he has told me, hey, like, it's confirmed, these are delayed, it's a shipping issue, and at the moment they receive them, they will be shipping it out to me. So for those of you guys who pre-ordered Flex Decks from me, I apologize for the delay. It looks like they're having shipping issues on these Flex Decks across the board, not just through my distributor. So hopefully I should be getting them either this upcoming week or the week going into July. So the moment I have them, I will be shipping those out to you guys. But that's kind of the update on Flex Decks. They got delayed a couple weeks from GameCubator. So aside from the Flex Decks, I'm curious if they're going to make some sort of like premium collection box, or something that may include like a promo. Maybe they're doing something for kind of like for competitive play, like organized play. Maybe they're doing something that bundles base set packs with that, or maybe they're just giving booster boxes to stores as like if a winner wins, if somebody wins an organized play event at their store, like give them a booster box and they're covering that. Who knows? But in terms of the actual base set product, the fact that it's out of print and the fact that the big players on eBay only have maybe 300 to 400 cumulatively, and then a bunch of smaller people in like the first couple pages have maybe less than 500 in totality combined with the big people, that's curious, right? I don't expect this product to sell through right away. We did see a small surge in sales on eBay. In fact, I can probably show you guys that. Let me see if I can do that real quick. So we see over here, right here's some of the sold boxes, but the research product, we go down here, this is for over the last 30 days, from June 4, I guess for the last week, from June 14 to June 21st, we have seen, I think it was like 18 boxes is what I counted, which honestly, that's like an average of what, like 2.5 boxes a day. That's not bad. But if you guys see here on June 16, there was a big spike compared to the other days, and that's because of that being MetaZoo Monday. That was the day that Charlie announced base set is out of print. I'm assuming people kind of FOMO'd a little bit and said, you know what, let me get me a booster box just in case. And so that's what led to that price increase here, or to that surge in demand. But if we look over, let me see the filters. Can I see the filters here? I guess not. How the heck do I do this? Let me figure. Oh, there it is. So if we look over the last 30 days, okay, and let's kind of see what the top here's kind of June 9th, June 16th. So if you notice, every MetaZoo Monday there's a spike. That's insane. Yeah, the second MetaZoo Monday, spike. Second MetaZoo Monday here, or I guess this last week's Monday, spike. That's awesome. So over the last 30 days, from May 22nd till now, we have seen, I mean, this isn't bad. 111 boxes plus 15, 10. I mean, you got what? That's 30. That's 141, 151, 160, 168, 174, 180, 185, 190, 195, 199, 203, 207, 210, 213, 16, 19, 221. Oh, I missed it. I think it was this one. Whatever, you get the idea. Over the last 30 days, 200 plus boxes have been sold, primarily by who is this? Let's see. Let's take a look here. Valued Collectibles. They sold 118 at $69.99 a booster box. So, and that's kind of what I'm talking about, man. Like, it's so weird because now the prices have gone up from, $69.99 here. Now we're seeing them go for 90, 85, 80. So like they started to go up from over the last couple weeks. But essentially, like, the sell-through rate, in my opinion, seems to be pretty good. 200 boxes in a month, that averages out to what, like 6 boxes, 7 boxes a day. Obviously, it's about 7 boxes a day because it's more than 200 boxes sold over the last 30 days. But at this rate, like I said, Football Pete and all these other bigger guys, the fact that there's less than 500 boxes left, by next year we should probably see these booster boxes stabilize at 90 to 100, possibly higher depending on how much stock is still left. I think we're gonna be looking back at base set like a year from now and talk about how dumb it was for us to not get a booster box at 80, $90 or 60, 70, 80, $90 a box, because there's a really high likelihood that if they continue to be successful with the organized play, with going to conventions, with, you know, brand new, like even like Torrential Tides is just really, really cool with some of the cards that they have shown off. If they continue to be successful and continue to push the game, continue to go to conventions, and just overall expand marketing and all that good stuff, a year from now it's going to be a completely different like story when it comes to base set booster boxes. Because I really don't think that they printed all that many. And I think that also goes back to the poncho boxes, why they're so rare, why they seem to be so difficult to find, is because I don't think they pulled, or I don't think they printed that much product. I would be shocked if they printed like, I don't know, I'd be shocked if they printed 10,000 of these things. I think 50,000, dang, that's a lot. I think 5,000 to kind of test the market may have been a good idea, but I mean, that only gets you so much. So I'd be shocked if it's more than 10,000. I would say, in my opinion, 10,000 seemed to be the sweet spot for a new TCG like this, especially one with this type of funding. But like, if we look back the last 6 months, okay, and let me go ahead and refresh here. If we look back at the last 6 months, basically since it released, we got people here $24,000, $26,000 in sell, 220, 235, 224, 186. There's over 1,000 boxes that have sold since release. And like, that doesn't count, you know, stores who actually purchased and sold to their customers at LGSs, online retailers, whatever you know, they may be doing. Like, but on eBay alone, it's just over 1,000 boxes sold over the last, what, like 90 days since release. So this is really the chart that makes me like really question how much of these boxes were actually printed, because it doesn't seem like they printed a lot. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I would say I would be shocked if they printed 10,000. I would be shocked. I mean, yeah, I would be really shocked if they printed more than 10,000. I would say maybe 5K at the lowest. That would mean 20% of the, if that was the case, I mean that over a little bit over 20% of the print run sold on eBay. So, dude, if I had to guess, it has to be less than 10,000 boxes. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if it was more than that. Like, I mean, and then like if you take into account like how many boxes they sell at like collecticons, I can't imagine them selling, you know, thousands of boxes at collecticons. Maybe a couple hundred at best, maybe 100 at best, maybe more. I mean, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be very interesting to see where this ends up being, like where this ends up stabilizing at. And I'm really hoping that once these go back up into like the MSRP range or even exceed MSRP, whether that takes a year, 2 years, or whatever, I really hope we get like the print run totals for this product, because and they could do it like by booster box, or they could do it by booster packs. But I hope that they give us at least the print run for this very first set. Not right away. It doesn't have to be now or whatever. It'd be cool if it was now, but like maybe a year from now, maybe they can have some sort of policy that says, you know what, after 1 year of release, we will release the print run numbers. Because I think this is going to be shorter printed than we realize. I don't know. I, I think that they didn't print more than 10,000 boxes, and I'd be shocked if they did. Um, or maybe they did, man. I don't know. It just look, man. I'm conflicted. I am conflicted. I don't know if they did print more than 10,000 boxes because, like, you got somebody like Elestrals, man. Elestrals be printing, I think, like 20,000, 15,000 booster boxes, and I don't know how much they print for ancillary products. I think theme decks they print like 5,000 theme decks, like each theme deck, right? And this was based on like daybreak numbers. So, but the difference is like they actually have a really big, at least my opinion, have a really big competitive scene currently going on. Uh, Huge numbers in like webcam tournaments, in-store tournaments, and they keep growing. So I can see why they would print, 15,000 booster boxes or whatever. But a new game with such a bad reputation that that probably the company is more than likely being as conservative as they possibly can, so that they don't overprint and that they try to have some sort of value for that product, because they knew this going in. They knew going in that it was going to be an uphill battle for the MetaZoo brand. So if they overprinted base set, they would fail right off the bat. So it has to be a shorter printed product. Torrential Tides may also be a shorter printed product because they're going to be basing it off of pre-order numbers. And here's the thing with the pre-order numbers, right? If they see, because there's going to be like a cutoff date for when pre-orders need to be submitted by the distributors to GameCubator Labs. And so, shameless plug again, I do have Torrential Tides on pre-order. If you guys are interested, check out the website, crusader-collectibles.com, and check out the acrylic display boxes that I have. They're pretty cool. They're magnetic. They'll keep your poncho boxes and soon to be, I think jet boxes nice and safe. So yeah, check out my website. I still have stuff up there for pre-order and whatnot. But what if, because people are seeing the boxes selling for $70, $80 after release, what if less and less people start pre-ordering? Then that means we're going to be in a situation where stores are going to be pre-ordering less of the product because they have no reason to pre-order more because people are not pre-ordering. If that happens, then there's a huge chance Torrential Tides will also be short printed, possibly even more so than base set. Again, this is all speculation. They could be keeping the print runs the same to make product available, because obviously they don't want to short print it too much. But if this trend continues, they're going to have to pivot. They know that they're going to have to pivot. And so what's to say Torrential Tides can't be pivoted? What if they have a shorter print run than even base set? And so, bro, there's a lot of stuff that can happen. There's a lot of stuff that can go down. It's very interesting stuff. If you look at all the data, if you look at the sell-through rate on eBay, if you look at the stock available, everything is pointing to there being maybe less than 1,000 booster boxes on the open market currently, on eBay at least. Couple that with like the 1,000-ish and some change that's sold from release till now on eBay, I'd be shocked again if it's more than 10,000 boxes that were produced. But that's my opinion. That's my speculation. I could be completely wrong. They may have printed 20,000 boxes. I don't think that's actually the case. But maybe this also ties back to why it's so difficult to get a poncho box. For all we know, they may have just printed, 5,000 with a poncho box being in one in every 5 cases or so. That's 1,000 poncho boxes total. Or maybe there's only 100 poncho boxes, so they're even rarer than we actually think. But at this point, I'm just kind of rambling on. I just wanted to make a video regarding this because, again, it's so weird how the price variance is with these booster boxes. And I think this is going to affect Torrential Tide pre-orders. I expect less pre-orders for Torrential Tides than I do for base. I think base people were very, very excited, or at least somewhat curious to see what the new MetaZoo was going to do. So I expect Torrential Tides to be less in demand than base set simply because of that factor. So will that mean less Torrential Tide boxes? I don't know. Because regardless, base set booster boxes sold out of distribution the week of release, and then they got a little bit of stock, and then that sold 2 weeks after release. So it's gonna be really nice, I guess, very, very fun to follow the pricing of this, and I'm gonna try to follow it on a monthly basis to see kind of where prices are at, what the averages are. But I just want to make a real quick video. Base set, real quick, it's like 20 minutes, but base set booster boxes out of print. This is going to be cool. I mean, it's going to be crazy to follow this, to see where the price lands. But that's all I got for you guys, man. Sorry for the 20-minute video of me just rambling my thoughts on this and how it's weird and how it's going to affect other things. But again, check out the website, link in the description, pinned comment down below. I got Torrential type pre-orders, acrylic booster box protectors. I got sleeves. I got play mats. I think I got play mats. Yeah, I got some play mats. Yeah, sleeves, play mats. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, yeah, and obviously other TCG product like Alestrals and even some Nom Nom leftovers for those of you guys that have been following that saga. But that's a whole other video. But anyways, thank you guys. I'll see y'all soon.